Hello? Oh, I'm going off. Crazy. Key-wazy. Uh, what is happening? Sorry, gamers. The plan was to play Minecraft, and it obviously still is, but there we go. For some reason that works. All right. Let me go check and make sure I'm audible, I guess. I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit quieter, so I might need to turn my thing up. I'm going to talk a little bit quieter, so I might need to turn my thing up. No, I sound good. No, I sound good. Alright, what's up, guys? No, I sound good. Alright, what's up, guys? Alright, let's mute this. Open YouTube in another tab. Let's go in the world. I've been chilling recently. Wow, okay, hello. Well, it is the cringest thing ever. Half of the reason I enjoy streaming right now is that, like, I don't know. Even though there isn't people, I can kind of pretend there's people here right now. And I feel like I can talk a lot more freely than I do with, like, my friends. Which, you know, I love my friends. Genuinely do love them. But, like, you know, you don't want to fucking... I don't know. It's like when you talk to your friends, you have to kind of think about the way you're talking, because otherwise you can be very boring. And then it's like, oh, you don't want to sit there and hang out with the dude if it's, like, bore fest, you know? Because it's like you're there to hang out and have fun, and if you're not, you're gonna go do something else. So I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. I wouldn't. I was gonna say it's like a job. It's not like a job, but it's like when I hang out with friends, it's like I have to sit there and be on my A game and make sure I'm like on top of it and being funny and shit. But in streaming, I can just kind of fucking lay back and chill. I don't really care if anybody watches this shit. I mean, one day I like to think they will, but that'll be like for like you know when I start doing YouTube videos and shit. I say start when I'm working on a video that will come out. I think sooner than most people think. Most of my friends think. They at this point, because it's taken me so long to get done with day 2, but I've made a little bit more progress than I don't know. But yeah, it is kind of nice to be able to like talk to people even though there's nobody listening, and not have to try. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. It probably does. I'm sure some of y'all get that. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, thank God for that bed. Loki protected me. Loki, your powers are mine. What the hell? But yeah, it is kind of like I feel like at least I don't know about everybody, but like half the goal in friendship is like you sit there and you're on your A game enough that eventually you can like talk and be boring, and then like you have been funny enough and entertaining enough that being boring won't bother them because they know you can be, and it's that you know you're just chilling or whatever. It ain't as big of a deal. And it's like I'm getting there with a decent bit of them. I can like actually just say shit and not think for a couple minutes and it's alright. But like I still notice that like I'm annoying and they usually like yeah, they usually get annoyed if I just like actually do that for more than 10 minutes. Uh it's such an interesting like way that shit works. Yeah, that's why I like streaming though, because like I said, I don't have to care. Because who's gonna leave if there's nobody watching? Like literally, I can say this shit, right? Which I would never say to like them. And I don't have to care, because after this stream is done, I just delete it or unlist it or whatever, and then boom. What, the one like fucking dude from India or something who watched it, he ain't gonna fucking care. And hell, maybe there's people who like relate to that and feel that. And it's like, boom, that's cool. I think I'll build like a castle up on here. I think that'll be cool. I think that'll be cool. Uh, um, you ever be crafting while mining? You know what I'm saying? You ever really lock in? I don't know what I'm saying. I am vibing though. Wow, it takes you out of it the second I do that. That's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, that's how I don't know. That's how I view friendships, which I've told to like one person before, and they said that was really weird and robotic. That I viewed it in such a transaction. I don't know. Which I didn't exactly get because I felt like I don't know. I feel like I care deeply about my friends, and like them a lot, and like empathy. I and I'm sure most people would fucking say this. Gonna sound narcissistic, but I feel like I have decent empathy. Like I feel like I'm more empathic. Yeah, more empathic than most people. Not most people. Nah, that's a wrong way to put it. That is very egotistical feeling. Uh, I'm higher in empathy than like average. You know, maybe it's only like 2% more, but that's just the vibe I get from myself. I don't know. It's weird. Um, I might steal from Orion. What's the big O got? Okay, so we are poor. I could like work on getting an enchant table, but I low-key just want to build. Think I can make that? I need more food. Well, I have food. There we go. TS hurt. I don't know what I'm build. Like a little castle out of. You could look up castles real quick. Get a bit of an idea. Bit of an idea. Bit of a silly tickle dog. Alright, let me check what we got. I'll turn on display capture for a second. Alright, so you'll notice I typed in simple. Right. So bit of a different definition. I'd say this is a little too simple. Although he's got the monkey. He's got the monkey profile picture. Maybe we trust this man. I don't know. This is closed, although I was thinking more of like a singular tower thing. Like a spire within the mountaintop. Alright. Yeah, bud? Fuck you. Yeah, this is simple. This is what I build for my 2-week build phase. Yeah, fuck you, dickwad. If I get one more, goddamn. All right. God. All right. Let's look. Holy shit. Dude, back in Xbox 360, you know that thing went crazy. People were fiending. They're like, holy shit. There's a crash. That's kind of cool. Although we used to like kind because of its location. This is cool. Although I don't think that's in Minecraft. Yeah, it's just not in Minecraft. These are just real fucking castles. What are we doing? What are we doing? Ba ba da 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 ba. Ba da 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 da. Y'all watch that Peacemaker? That's what I'm whistling. Shit was peak. I need to watch the newest two. I'm only on episode 2, which is so sad. So sad. I need to lock in and watch them. That's really cool looking, but again, ain't no way in hell. Maybe we just build something like this. Is there something similar? See, something like this would be cool, but just taller. I could build something like that. I could definitely build something like this. Maybe a little bit more something like this. If it will load. Yes, I doubt it, but maybe we got somebody in chat. Here's zombie. Okay, I could go for something like that. I could also go for something like this. Ba da 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 da. I gotta stop singing. Sorry, guys. See, I do think something like this is cool, although it's a bit more fantasy-esque than what I'm wanting to do. Yeah. It kind of is. It kind of really is. Da 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 da. All right, I'll chill out. He's gonna happen like every 5 minutes, ain't they? What's up, stream? We really need to pick something, don't we? I'm so bad at this. I do like the look of this. We could do something like this. Yeah, maybe inside castle I do something like this. This is kind of cool. You get a lot of wood though. Alright. Let me fix the OBS. So, which one? So, which one? Which one? Which one? I don't really get it. Which one? I don't really get it. Huh. Which one? I don't really get it. Huh. Huh. So I need to be a little bit quieter. Anyway. I don't really get why it isn't. Hold on. Okay, is it now showing it or something? Like, what are we doing? What? Why isn't it? It's not. I don't get why it isn't doing the Minecraft. F11? You trying to remember what F11 is? There we go. Okay. Now do window capture. I don't know what my OBS is doing. I'm gonna be so goddamn for real. I'm just not asking a lot of it. I'm really not. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm gonna throw in some music though, real quick, so this might take a second longer, I can't lie. I have a playlist of music that is royalty free if I can remember where I put it. Keyword if. Take me to my playlist. So these just I made the mistake of letting my younger sister access. So she needed like to use a TV, like YouTube or whatever, and she wanted an account on there because she was signing into like a Roku. And I signed her in with my account, and I do regret that. Oh, so much. Like just oh so much. Dun dun dun. Ba ba da 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 da. So much. Dun dun dun. Ba da 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 da. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing, which is just literally turn this up for you guys some. Okay, cool. I don't have any iron. I really don't, yeah. Which sucks because I wanted to get water so I can make a staircase back up there. Wow, I need to turn that down for me. This is insane. So... Man, that's crazy. I might be autistic. Wow. Like, it is so loud for me. It's crazy if it isn't. This is the best part of the song, though. Like, to be fair. No, so... We're gonna try and build that one thing, I guess. But, I don't know. Life is odd, man. I've been chilling recently, but, you know. You know when you're chilling, but you're not chillin'? Like, you're chilling, but you ain't chillayin'. Chillayin'? Yeah, chillayin'. There we go. Boom. And like, it'll all work out. Unless it doesn't. And, But, if it doesn't work out, then worrying about whether or not it'll work out won't change if it'll work out. Although that's easier said than done. You know, and this is all basic advice. But it's like, I have to tell myself that me stressing about XYZ, one, doesn't really fix it as much as just sitting down and making a genuine plan for it. And two, isn't like an actual thing I should do. It's more like, you know, it's something I don't really control. It's like, it's just like, I don't know, stress is weird. You know, everybody knows it's like lizard brain thing where it's like, you know, you're made to stress because, I don't know, stress was, you know, it's like, oh, bear is running after me. Go into hyper mode. Do literally everything and anything you can to get away from the bear. Because that is better than dying to bear. Literally, like, anything that you can do that isn't dying is better than dying. So it's like, hurry up, sit here, stress, feel this, like, you know, this stuff in your heart, blah, blah, blah. So you then, you know, go into overdrive. And, you know, it's great for getting away from the bear. Because, you know, indomitable human spirit, you fucking kick shit, punch, get away from the bear. You figure it out. Versus if you didn't exactly care as much and you more just sat there. And well, okay. So, you know, as a fucking lizard, you can't sit there and think. You don't get to sit there, like, you know, it doesn't have the ability to sit there and formulate. You know, it hadn't evolved to that point. where it can sit there and be like, oh, I should instead, like, I don't know, build a fucking fire to protect myself from bear. You know what I mean? It couldn't formulate actual thought in self-preservation like we can now. So it, the lizard doesn't have a way to, like, so all it had was this rudimentary, like, see bear, freak the fuck out and just run and do everything. Whereas, a human, it can see a bear, and while we have the stress, right, in most scenarios, if you, like, the better option would be to sit there and just actually, like, formulate a plan. Although you never do because stress, it's still there. It's, I wouldn't say it's, like, exactly it's like leftover code in a way, almost. But not fully, because it still serves a purpose. But the point, okay, but, like, because you can't really, like, I don't know, you need stress to some degree, because if a bear comes at you, sitting there and getting slightly stressed is probably better than not at all. But at the same time, you see videos of people stressing. When they stress, they sit there and they, like, Scooby-Doo run and fucking fall over and shit, because they're fucking scared and they're not, versus if they probably sat there and tried to, like, calmly think about it, and they would, try and scare away the bear and shit. Versus stress, it makes you just do the first thing your instincts tell you, which is run away from bear. Which will never run away from a bear. Bear's faster, So it's like, it kind of is a hindrance, although being stressed to some degree is important. It's weird. The point I'm getting at, though, is that this kind of, like, somewhat leftover code, it's somewhat, I guess you could say, useful, for if a bear attacks you. Not exactly useful for, am I gonna get hired? Oh, am I gonna get fired? Oh, am I, like, gonna get a good grade on this test, Because it's just stress. It's literally just, lizard brain, ooga booga. So it doesn't really help you in those scenarios. But you don't really get a choice. You have to feel that stress. And, well, I'm not, like, much into meditating or any of that shit. There is, like, somewhat, from what I know about it, there's some good, like, ideas behind it, which is, like, instead of trying to, like, achieve a thing where you just never get stressed, because I think that's impossible, right? You can't choose it, your brain does, and it's, built in, so you don't exactly choose all of a sudden never be stressed again. Instead, what they teach you is kind of let the stress happen, feel it, and say, okay, I'm stressed, whatever. And then just keep going about your day. Feel the stress, let it go. And just, you're stressed, whatever. Yeah, I'm hyperventilating, all that. And then just don't worry about it. And then realize, because you can kind of, like, think over the stress, It's like, if your room's starting to fill up with water, and you freak out and panic, and you stay under the water, well, yeah, you fucking drown, right? Or it, like, fills up more. But if you just kind of let it stay there, and you just accept it for what it is, you can kind of, like, swim up and put your head above the water. You can kind of, like, you are you. You're, like, I don't know. It's like the real you is the person inside your brain, and he just has to, like, push through all these little filters that are constantly enforced by the body. Some of those filters are good, hunger, shit like that. Because all he wants to do is think, That's all this little guy right here, like, he's doing. He's just thinking. And so it's like, if he didn't have any of these filters by the rest of the body, the other parts of the brain, then he'd never eat, because he don't fucking care about food. He just wants to think. And so it's, some of them are good. But you gotta be able to, like, I don't know. You gotta be able to understand you're stressed, but you're not controlled by your emotions and feelings. You are you. And so it's like, if you just sit there and don't accept, or not don't accept, but accept your stress and then just keep going, then I think you can kind of learn to, almost in a way, to not be stressed. Because the stress is there, but it doesn't affect your judgment. It doesn't cloud your vision. It's just kind of there. And then naturally, because of that, I think you become less stressed, Because it your brain's like, wait, I'm supposed to be stressed, but he's not really acting this way or that way. Heartbeat's slowing down. I guess I shouldn't be stressed. And then over time, your body kind of adapts to it and it doesn't become as stressed. And I don't know. I can't for sure say that works, because I still get stressed about dumb shit all the time. And I would say it affects me, but you know, I would say like I think I take my own advice on that one pretty well. Actually, I think I'm like there are moments that I would 100% think most people would freak out in that I handle fairly well. Which again, egotistical sounding. You know, like, oh, I'm fucking Giga Chad. Look at me. It ain't like that though. It is just genuinely because that's my own philosophy that I've tried, and it's like, yeah, it's worked for me. You know, there was like a moment I was like kind of getting kicked out, uh, you know, from my house and stuff by my family, and it was very scary, and wasn't sure what I was really gonna do. And you know, not to like sit here and shit on other people for it, because I can't blame them for this, right? You know, like it's a you know, but I know people who've been through similar things, and they kind of like sit there and cry and hyperventilate and get very like emotional about it, and like not that I can blame them, right? Because again, it's like a shitty situation to be in. They have 100% every right to be. But that doesn't exactly help the many. You know, sitting there and like getting upset, mad, getting stressed. And instead of you just accept it for what it is and you're like, okay, I gotta move on, what are we gonna do now? Then you kinda, you know, you just move on. And then like once you're in a more stable, better spot, you can like let those emotions out. You can sit there, take a moment, say, okay, I need to cry, I need to like really like, you know, I need to hate the person who kicked me out and did me wrong like that. And I think that's kind of the healthy medium that I, at least personally, I like to have in life. Because I don't know, right? Like you can't sit there and do it all in one. You can't just sit there and like I'm gonna roll a thing, keep going, because then I think you're bottling up your emotions. And that 100% is a healthy. But the other side of it, like, isn't the most healthy either, because then you kind of, not fully, but in a way you kind of let your emotions dictate your inner self, you know, how you think, this, that. I made pickaxes when I meant to make axes, so that's awesome. So, you know, I don't know, that's just like my own advice. I'd love to hear people's opinion on that. Because, you know, I'm just a dude, I don't really know what I'm saying. Why am I doing it this way? There we go. Well, whatever. So I actually didn't want to make that. I just want to put it back in there. I might go kill this dude. Let's see what he got. Thank you. Fucking grass block. Amazing. I don't have any of them. I'll put in my chest. I'm sure it'll be useful one day. No, and you know what's stupid is I definitely do get stressed in the moment when I like lose sight of what I'm doing. Like in video games, I'll get very stressed. And I think it's because there's so much lower stakes, I don't, you know, have to like lock in for it. I can just kind of let myself sit there and stress out. Which, you know, probably not the smartest thing ever. But, I don't know. I don't know. Fair. Like in Minecraft, you know, there's been times where it's like, oh, I'm about to, like, I don't know, I'm playing some nation server, right? And it's stupid as hell. We're about to go to war, and it's like, oh, I'm all jittery and stressed and anxiety. I guess anxiety, feeling anxiety is a little bit more a better word for that. Which, I mean, stress, anxiety, they're similar-ish things, although I think it's like the connotation of it. Or the content. Man, that dude is moving. That shit was scary. You drop anything? You did not. Yeah, I think connotation. I don't know. I don't know. Stressed versus not stressed. I don't. Anyway. In thy opinion. Life's a garden, you just gotta dig it. Yeah. If anybody knows where that's from, then hell yeah. Life's a garden, you just gotta dig it. Just gotta D-I-G, dig in. Oh yeah. But in life, I don't know, because I don't know. It's kind of like weird how like we are what we've experienced. We like the way we do everything and interact with everything is literally just the biggest amalgamation of everything we've experienced ever in our entire life. And I think there's a coolness and also a, I don't know, not synthetic, not robotic. What's the word? There's like a, I don't know. There is something a little bit eerie to that. To just like, I don't know. It's like roboticness. But I think like, I don't know. I think it's because like we're always born with the idea of like we are this or we are that, you know, and that's just kind of what we are. And it's like the idea of a, you know, oh no, I'm more a robot that's not robot, but you know, yeah, I guess that's right. I am like a thing that's just a machine that's been programmed based off external stimuli, and I'm just an amalgamation of all that external stimuli. I think it can be a little like surreal, a little like whoa. Not me, I'm all the experiences. Those are me. And it's like, I don't know. I can, it makes me think. It's like, But at the same time, I at least personally choose not to dabble in it a crazy amount. Because it's like, almost sitting here and worrying about that isn't, like, it just makes me worry. It isn't particularly helpful. And I try and take the good with it too, because it's like, I don't know, because there's the whole idea that like, you know, you are this or that. It's like, no, you can kind of like choose your external stimuli, you know, you can choose to do this or that, good or bad. You know, you know, you may not fully know the good or bad, but you know what way to go into the right, like, you know how to start to go in that direction, you know. And so because of that, you can kind of realistically be whatever you want. And maybe, you know, you can also make the argument, well, yeah, but whatever I want isn't actually what I quote unquote want. It's what like this me who's like external, entire life is external stimuli. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I get it. It's weird to explain, but it's like, again, it's very like, what is not surreal? I don't know. It can be kind of disturbing and feel like, man, I am not me. I am this and that and all these things. It's, you know. But, I don't know. Again, like I said, you gotta take the good with the bad. Because it is cool that, like, you can be kind of, like, you can be like, I know I want to be good person who changes world. Okay, so I'm gonna start hanging around, like, I don't know, fucking people who I know who are good. You know, if I see somebody who I know is a bad influence, then if I really lock in, I can make sure I don't hang out with those kind of people. Even if they're, you know, they're sometimes the more fun people to hang around. They're the cooler. They're, you know, they're not the prudes. Yeah, they're the, you know, I can have my fair share of each and, you know, then choose to take in from them and learn from them and become better. I can, you know, I want to be like the best mechanic ever. Well, I can, you know, literally just hang around people who work on cars. I can find a friend group who's super into that. And then just naturally, I will start to become more like them because that's human nature. You know, I don't know. I mean, realistically, it could be like a super conceited, like, selfish goal, right? And it's like, I want to be a fucking billionaire. That's all I care about. Richest person in the world. Don't care how I do it. Okay. Start hanging out with, like, your, you know, local mom and pop business, learn from them, you know, be a sponge, absorb XYZ. And like, you don't even have to really try to be a sponge because you would just naturally take that in because that's, you are the people you hang around with. You are whatever external stimuli you choose. And then, you know, you become like them. And then from there you can be like, I'm gonna start hanging around like, I don't know, like, you know, make connections. You find people who are, you know, I don't know, like the fucking mom and pop's like supplier, right? You start hanging out with that guy, and then you know, you move up the chain and you hang out with richer and richer people, and then boom, you're like, you know, some billionaire who like is underpaying millions and millions of people, and it's like, yep, you've achieved your spot in hell, or you know, however you want. But you know, you've done what you want to do. And it is cool that we aren't locked into one trait. You know, we're not born into a caste system. We are what we want and choose to be. And there's something awfully beautiful and poetic about that. Although it is 5:40 a.m., so I'm not awake enough to try and connect the dots well enough to make the poeticness, you know. I've laid the dots out, you connect them. An interactive puzzle for the day. Yeah. Shit. Give me 1 second, chat. Alright, I have no idea what song is playing. I'm gonna be so for real. Alright, so what did we even go down? Oh, we were like, man. Okay. Yeah, I'll grab our wood. I want to get back into reading. I think reading is cool. It's I think reading is like kind of like a way of working out the mind. You know, they do say the mind is a sponge or a muscle. Mind is also a sponge, like literally, but also, you know, in theoretically or not. What is the wording? So I'll get this jump eventually. There we go. Got me an apple. Keeping that doctor away. Schnapple. Drinking that red Kool-Aid. This is the most generic song ever, I can't lie. This is Kevin MacLeod, ain't it? Listen to some Overcooked. But yeah. You know, reading, it's like reading. Reading be reading. It's like you're working the muscles. But, I do think reading is one of the best things you can do. I think it's like one of the reasons that, like, I don't know, it's one of the things that does kind of save the internet is that a lot of it is reading, and it's not like we purposely try to get, well, we have kind of, because there's the whole, like, brain rot AI reading out Reddit posts thing instead of just, like, reading Reddit. Although, it's kind of your fault for reading Reddit in the first place, because that's such a shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, are you really missing out on anything? No, but yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that's kind of persisted. And it's like people want to read. So I don't know, because there's this whole like thing of like people are getting stupider and stupider constantly. And I don't completely disagree, right? Like I don't think the way internet's going is my favorite thing ever. But I think people overthink it a little more than is necessary. I don't know. God. I'm sorry, this is a full-ass ad play. No, reading's cool. I was gonna say something. Oh, there's like the whole thing of like, you don't exactly like, you know, there's, I don't know, I remember there's like a saying from a psychologist who, and I believe it was proven because it's like part of the study, but it's like, the brain isn't exactly like a, if you don't use it, you lose it thing. It's more of a, you become rusty. You develop, you know, you gotta oil it up after. So it's like, there's never a bad time to pick up reading. And like get it more into that shit. It's not like, oh, I never did it, so I'm gonna be bad at it because I started at, you know, getting really into it at 20. You can pretty, like like, I don't know, pretty consistently just get better at it and get back into it. Like, I used to be really into reading until like 6th grade, I want to say, a little bit before that maybe. It was low key, and I mean, I don't know, this isn't, I don't know, there's arguments, it wasn't the best thing ever. But I wasn't, like, when I was younger, I wasn't really allowed to watch TV or none of that stuff. As much, I don't know. Anyway, so it's like all I could really do is read. And I ended up, you know, obviously then as a result becoming super good at reading and, you know, really loving it. And like 6th grade came around and like I moved to different places, different people I was living with. And it wasn't like, you know, I could just actually watch TV and stuff. And then so I didn't really read as much. I did a little from time to time, but I just didn't, you know, was more interested in hanging out with friends and playing, you know, on my PS4 or some shit. And as a result, I never like even now, I'm not bad at reading. If I go pick up a book, I'm not, you know, as fast a reader as before some, but like, I still have good reading comprehension. I still have this, that. And it really is because, you know, you don't, it's not, oh, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's because you just get rusty. And that, you know, it's proven. It's like a proven thing. I'll have to find the study. I need to start, like, fact-checking my stuff. Because well, I know I'm not talking my ass. Because I was really interested in that and, like, read up on it. And it's pretty cool. It's cool how the mind works. There's, like, okay, something I was reading recently is there's a book on Homo sapiens. It's like super long. I need to read the rest of it. And it just talks to like Homo sapiens or the different. It's like human evolution. It's like the different like species of humans. I think it is. Talk about like Homo sapiens and like I think the ones that came before us are called Homo erectus. Could be wrong. And you know there's Neanderthals and all that, and just like the differences between them and how they worked and thought and like all that. And it's like, I don't know, there's like a lot of cool things. And it's kind of like, you know, because it's like, time is such a weird concept in the way we measure and stuff that like, I don't know, I can't really comprehend it. Because I don't think you're really made to comprehend time. So the way we comprehend it isn't accurate, and I know I never will. It's like the idea of me like, you know, it's not easy. I don't know. It's like me trying to comprehend death, right? It's just you don't really get to. It's not something your brain's like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, understand. Which is fair. I mean, I guess, you know, there's no reason to discover it. Okay, and then so I was gonna get at with the whole time thing is because it's not something we exactly like comprehend. Wow, this is crazy music. 1 second. Here, this probably works. Here, let's just do this. Okay, there we go. But yeah, similar like death and stuff. How it's like, you know, I can try and comprehend it, but the idea of me just like dying, like assuming religion isn't true. I am Christian, but assuming it isn't, it's more fact-based, right? I die and then there's just nothing there. What do you mean? Because in my mind, it's like I try and imagine what that'd be like, and I can't, because I can't comprehend it. Because there's nothing to comprehend. You know what I mean? It's yeah, it's weird. And then, so... and that's kind of how I feel like time works, is that it's just not something, you know, we are, I guess, advanced enough to actually comprehend in a real way, so we, you know, we make up for it by, you know... And maybe what time isn't time. It's like something completely different, which I know doesn't make sense, but because we can't comprehend, you know, I don't know if what I'm saying makes any sense. But my point is, with this, is back to the Homo erectus and stuff like that, is they had so much time to evolve, right, into what we are today. Like human sapiens have only been around for 200,000 years, I want to say. And then recorded history is like what, 17,000 years, you know? So there's just so much to them that is so crazy to me in the way they like evolved. and so part of this book, what it talks about is there's like a theory that we switched. There was like, oh, the trade-off, the cognitive dissonance trade-off. Is that right? Pretty much what it is that we traded me. What is this little voice in your head? The dude who talks and controls everything. This guy right here, me. Yep, I. And you know, theoretically that's you. I know some people, like, the way they work is there's no like little voice in their head or anything. I don't actually have a voice in my head, I guess. Like some people, they have like a little guy who talks and then control. I don't know how that exactly works because I can't comprehend it because, you know, I don't have it. But for me, there's no guy in my head. I am just me. Like when I go to, like, I can speak in my head, you know, I think to myself, but it's not like there's a separate guy talking or a little voice. It is just I. It is like I'm talking, except I'm just not making sound out of my mouth. Like no real difference. There's no disconnect there. And I know some people, they just don't have any of that, and it's like, and there's some people who like have it but can't think of, like, they can't see images. It's really weird. I'd love to see the genetics and how that plays into it. I'm so like, that fascinates the fuck out of me. But where I was going with this is excuse me. So they traded what is this you know, consciousness, I guess you could say, is a better way to put it, for what is quick memory in a sorts. Because if you take a monkey, right, you know those like flash games where it's like they show you there's like a bunch of tiles and then like 5 of the tiles flip over real quick and then you have to remember it and you have to really quickly memorize what tiles flipped over and then you choose them. Humans, if they try really hard and get good at it, they can do it, you know? But monkeys and shit are just like immediately fucking pros at that shit. And it's just their brains work differently. And I could be wrong. But the like study goes to show that like the same area, right, that was activated during those like QuickTime games is what in modern day humans is our consciousness. And so it's thought that, you know, because there's like hundreds of different species of old human, right, that all came together, and then the only ones left are Homo erectus, us, or Homo sapien, sorry. Which Homo erectus came right before us. So then the thought is that at some point, one of those, probably, you know, you could say Homo erectus, right? They're all evolving fucking, and they spread out more, and they, you know, they fuck some more, and they, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they, you know, different groups and migrate and stuff, you know, 200,000 years, fucking, what is that? We've been around for 20,000 years, I think? I don't fucking know. So that's 10 times how much time we've been around for, you know, recorded history, I should say. No, I think I'm wrong about that. I think it's like early human, you know, Homo erectus and all that shit, right? Those old humans were evolving for millions of years, and then Homo sapien has been around for 200k, and then recorded history is like 20k. Could be wrong. Could be so wrong. Anyway, my point is, you know, they had all this time to go sit there and do that. Well, then one of them eventually started to develop, instead, you know, a more thinking, your consciousness. I don't know exactly how it worked. I doubt there's a scientist who even, you know, there's theories as to how it worked, but nobody really knows yet. And like over time, as they're doing all this bullshit, it is, you know, one of the species, right, develops consciousness, and, you know, speaking and talking and you know, more complex thought. So actually I had my shield up. And yeah, and it just, like, you know, them doing that replaced the QuickTime thing. And it, you know, ended up working. Because we don't, you know, our QuickTime thinking is, or not thinking, but memory. QuickTime memory is good enough that it just works, you know? We don't need it as much. And it was, you know, I mean, I'm sure it is actually probably needed. So, because, you know, being able to remember something like that be amazing. That's probably why, you know, we have such issues like remembering where the fuck we put our keys. Because we really did trade that off. And then the smarter we get, the worse quick time memory is. Because it probably takes up more and more of that area. I don't really know. I don't know. Maybe our brains just get bigger, and then we'll keep the same amount of quick time memory as we currently have. I assume. I mean, if we're being real here, right? The way it would work is that some humans would evolve in one way and some would evolve in the other, where it's like, the memory part, right? Quick time memory stays the same, and the human brain just gets bigger. Bigger head, and then some would lose their QuickTime memory more, and then the ones who lived better would, over a while, take over the other ones, and then it'd kind of like, natural selection itself out. Although, there's no, it probably isn't a big enough issue that people with the worsened QuickTime memory wouldn't reproduce. So there's a good chance that it would stick around for a very long time until it, maybe got to the point where it was so bad that it was just like, it was actually detrimental. And then only around then would it actually start to like seed itself out of the genome, or however that works. I, again, don't really know how it works. It's very interesting. I actually think, like, the human history, DNA, like, all that shit is so fascinating to me, and how that works. Evolution is such a cool concept to, like, learn about and try and figure out, and, like, I don't know. I just love it. I don't know what it is. It's just, it's something that I've always naturally been interested in. It is just awesome. It really is. I'd love to learn more about this so I can talk about it with people. I would. Although I imagine a lot of people would probably get bored out by it because it, I mean, Cool. You know who I actually really love, and he's a big I shouldn't say inspiration. Okay, I shouldn't say he isn't either. But I would say the way I don't know. He's more just like somebody who I love to watch. I wouldn't say he influences my content. I think he makes me want to be more educated. But I don't think I'd ever do content like he does per se. But I do love to watch his content. Is Dr. K. I think he comes at stuff in a similar way that, like, I'm talking about it on stream, which, fucking, I'm so egotistical. I love when people talk like I am. We're so smart to, but no, I just, like, I don't know. I like the way he comes about it as such a, like, a factual, but also, like, human way. It's very cool. And I think another thing is the way he, like, talks about it. It's like genuine fascination. It's like he fucking loves to do it, which I think is so awesome. Because that's how I feel, about this stuff when I talk. It's like genuinely fascinates me in every fucking way. Like, I love to learn about it. And it's, that's what life really be, man. I don't know. Sometimes I sit there and think about it, it's like, it's stuff like stars, astronomy, that shit that really makes me feel that way and fascinated. And I'm like, why do I, like, I don't know, why is it Minecraft content and stuff like, not the stream, because this isn't my main content. This is something I do just enjoy. But, like, the type of Minecraft content you see me, like, try and put out, is that really what I want to do? If I don't sit there and feel genuinely fascinated to my core about it, Not that I don't love it, but it's more like a humor thing that's like, I just try and get good at. I don't know, I do worry. Not worry, but I do just think. And I don't know, it's gotta figure it out. There's no way I think I could, like, really, like, I could learn about this, but if I did it as a career, I'd want to kind of do it in a Dr. K style. So I had my thing up. But yeah, that dude is so cool. He really is, man. Guess we're just listening to some dude drum. I can't say I'm complaining. Cannot. Will not even, if you will. So this is like two separate mountains. There's like, and it like slowly dips down here, which isn't the worst thing ever. I kind of fuck with. And what, this leads over here? I think it's kind of big. This is a big ass mountain. I didn't realize this. There's a lot here. A lot to work with. Wow, it just keeps going, doesn't it? Wow, it does just keep going. I've literally never been to this part of this mountain. Oh, just an actual full-on cave. That is cool. Hello, server. Alright, hey, buddy. Wow, this keeps going. Yeah. I want to read more about that, I do think. So that's... There we go. Oh, wow. Bow, bow. I like this song. So actually I need to press the jump button. Wow, RJ. Stay awake forever. I don't know, it makes you really like ponder how we'd evolve or how we will evolve. You know? It's like in this current world, right? Like let's say everything stayed like, I don't know. I think a really cool thought experiment is kind of like, there's a really cool area over here too. Sorry. Let's, you know, because you gotta kind of control the variables a little. Let's say nothing changed about the world. Like we didn't technology didn't progress some crazy amount to some super sci-fi level, and everything stayed the same. And we just continued living life as is, pretty much. How do you think humanity would evolve? You know? How would humans evolve? Servers are starting 1 minute. Okay, I think server. And, I don't know, I try and, like, I don't know, I'd like to think about it. So, let's see. What... I mean, you know, the easiest way to really go about it is what causes humans to die the most right now? In the world... Right now, what is the leading cause of death? Here, we can literally sit here and look this up real quick. I'm gonna say it's probably like unclean drinking water, right? That and hunger. Could be wrong. Leading cause of death is cardiovascular diseases. Which makes sense. Here, I'm gonna look at the World Health Organization. I will bring you guys up there with me. Let's see. So... in the world. And then let's turn on display capture.
Are you the kind of person who knows things? Things like you can get a domain from Squarespace, not just a website? Well, or that person.
Shut up. Alright, there we go. World Health Organization. Perfect. So, I don't know where my glasses are. Whatever. They're something in my eye. Give me half a second. All right, there we go. So, in 2021, the top 10 causes of death accounted for 39 million deaths, or 57% of the total 68 million deaths worldwide. The top global causes of death in order of total number of lives lost are associated with two broad topics: cardiovascular, right, heart disease, and respiratory, which is COVID-19. We're gonna rule out COVID-19 as a thing for now, but it is important to think about later. So, leading causes of death globally: heart disease, COVID-19. Stroke is a big one. It's really sad to see. Diabetes, kidney diseases. Okay. So, you might think, okay, humans. Okay. Number one. Equals heart. Disease. I don't know how. Anyway, ignore this. Right? So you might think, okay, this means people will go from like these small little wimpy heart to stronger heart, or whateverness. You're gonna get bigger, stronger hearts. That's really not a good heart drawing. I don't know how to draw a heart. They're gonna go from Wowee. Hold on, give me literally half a second to remember how to draw a heart. Go from 2 big strong heart. Right? That's the thought process. Big stronger heart can handle, fucking 2,000 McCheeseburgers. But I should probably delete that before YouTube bans me. But natural selection is weird because, yeah, this causes the most deaths, but by the time it kills you, you already had kids, which means you've already passed on your genes, right? Already passed on the Denims, already passed on the Wranglers. So, kid already got small heart. They already got the little, little fucking Timmy Tommy. He already got a shitty heart. That shit, that ain't pumping up blood. It's gonna die. So we really, because he's like fucking, by the time this will affect him, he's 50. He's whatever age. So, unless we were to do like, fucking eugenics or some shit, this will never really get rooted out through natural selection. Because unless you're popping kids out at 50 and 40 for the first time, it ain't really gonna happen. So if we go back and look, what are some other ones that could be? So, kidney diseases. Low-income countries is actually really interesting to look at real quick. Lower respiratory infections. Excuse me. Malaria. preterm birth complications. This is kind of a crazy thing that we really didn't fix. Modern medicine just kind of fixed, which is interesting, you know? This used to be, you know, babies used to fucking die from this shit a lot more. Diarrheal diseases, tuberculosis, birth asphyxia, and birth trauma. HIV and AIDS, being born with that shit. So, you'll notice the big ones, right? You know, stroke. That one doesn't really affect people who are young. COVID-19 actually does. Tuberculosis, I think it can, although I don't think it. I feel like it's more of an older thing. I could 100% be wrong. Diabetes. You can definitely get it when you're young, but as far as I know, it doesn't really show complications until you're older. I could 100% be wrong. But, so if you look at this, right, let's just focus on the low income for right now, because that, you know, it's easier to go. Number 1, lower respiratory infections. Number 2, 1, heart diseases. Okay, that's just heart disease. So number 1, right, is an infection. Number 2, infection or like, you know, disease, some type of illness, right? Like that, you know, something that enters your body that isn't supposed to be there. COVID-19, diarrheal diseases. That's usually a bacteria, I'm pretty sure, worm, something like that, you know? Tuberculosis, also an actual disease. HIV/AIDS. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 10. 6 out of 10 of these are illness isn't the right word. What do you call it? Is infection / illness. Right? And these ones can actually affect children. It's not like heart disease where by the time it'll affect you, you're 50 and already passed your genes on. So, assuming this thought experiment, what's most likely to actually happen, right? The most likely thing for humans to evolve is a stronger immune system. Because this still affects us, right? And it makes sense because, you know, we already have this whole thing where it's like, you know, diseases constantly get stronger than whatever biotics we can, you know, handle or make. And you look at COVID-19, that shit killed a lot of people. And it is very sad to say, but it was, in a sense, a form of natural selection. Which, again, it feels very wrong to say because that is human life. But it is true, right? Just, you know, factually. Where it's like people whose body and immune system wasn't as strong couldn't fight it off, whereas people whose did fight it off. And, you know, I do feel very wrong saying that just because, you know, I am somebody who got it and I was able to fight it off. And it's very sad that there's people who, you know, way smarter than I am, probably provided way more value to society than I am, who simply because they got unlucky and had worse genes weren't able to. That is very sad. But that's just how, you know, it works. So that is something that we can definitely see will continue to be rooted out. And there is actually decent science to back this up in that early humans were developing like a super crazy strong immune system. We already have a really good immune system, I think, compared to most other animals, at least mammals. I don't know exactly. I've heard that. Could be talking on mass. Yep. Okay. Let's see. National Help. It's a .gov, so it's decently reliable. Yeah, we can sit here and read this. The evolution of mankind has constantly been influenced by the pathogens encountered. The various populations of modern humans that have ventured out of Africa adapted to different environments and faced a large variety of infectious agents, resulting in local adaptations of the immune system for these populations. I'm sure you all know that's like, fucking smallpox, right? People in Europe didn't bother them at all. They could live with that stuff day in, day out because they, were used to it. But then they went over to America and wiped out, thousands, tens of thousands probably of Native Americans. Same thing with Spain, That's how they took down the Aztecs. It's very sad. The functional variation of immune genes as a result of evolution is relevant in the response against infection, blah, blah, blah. Does this actually talk about what I want to talk about? Okay, yeah, this actually explains natural selection very well, right? So you have the original population. This is here. This is actually perfect. This is actually amazing in every way. I can't lie. This is great for the thing I was trying to explain earlier. So let's make this a little bigger, a little bit longer, stretch out a little, blah blah blah. So before, can we make this a little bigger actually? Before COVID, during, wow, after COVID. But yeah, this is a great example I was trying to talk about earlier, where you have, the original population, right? And then 200,000 died from COVID. And those were all people whose immune system could not handle it as well. And then afterwards, only people left are the people who could withstand it well. Which isn't exactly true, right? Because we also took measures that made people who, like this guy and this guy who are at risk and can't really handle it well. It's like, hey, stay inside till we can get rid of it. Which we don't know who can or can't handle. Well, you never know. But, by everybody doing it, you're more likely to. That's the entire, thought process behind lockdown. But, taking that out the equation just for the sake of, like, explaining it, right? Man, there's a really bad O. There we go. There's also a bad V. Anyway. So then, because of that, the only people who are left are people who can survive it. So then they go on and they repopulate. And, the new population is people who can survive it. And, this happens not with, not just with diseases. There's a, there's a lot of things. There's a thing with butterflies. There was like a group, group of butterflies who, boop, boop, boop. Get that eraser. Let me cook real quick. Anyway, why is the tree pregnant? You got your tree. You got tree 1, and then Control C, Control V that bit. Control C, Control V. Give me 1 second. I don't want to draw another tree. I'm being lazy. Okay, for some reason it keeps putting them over here. I'm like, what? Anyway. So again, give me half a second.
Hello? Your mic is fucked. Yes.
Okay,
It's
what's
not
up?
making a fucking metronome sound.
I see. I am streaming.
Yeah, I know, I'm watching the stream.
Oh, okay. um,
What's the stream about?
that's a really good question. It was
Why? Because I
Minecraft.
just joined and it's human migration.
So, okay, start off with Minecraft, and I was talking about like, I think I was talking about like trees and stuff because I was like mining. I was talking about like different Minecraft trees and how accurate they were, and then I don't remember. We somehow got here. Oh, I was talking. So human evolution, right? Uh, I was talking about like the cognitive trade-off that we had, and how like evolution actually works, and how humans used to have. And it's a theory, so it's not 100% proven correct. In the same way, like cell theory is just a theory, but it's pretty wildly believed that we had very fast or a quick memory. That's the way it's described. It's kind of like when tiles are shown, like that tile game, and it quickly shows you like tiles in a different color, and you have to remember it.
Yeah.
Monkeys can do that really well. Like you can show it to them, and they'll immediately remember. Don't have to like train or nothing. They can almost instantly remember. Humans, if they train, they kind of can, but they're nowhere as good as monkeys. I'm pretty sure. It is crazy. And I'm pretty sure. I believe it's been so long
That
since
could
I've read
be
about it.
convergent. That could be convergent though, because a lot of people think that we're like descended from monkeys, which
Mhm.
actually isn't true. We
No,
are like
similar ancestor.
siblings, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
of monkeys.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like it's not like we came from monkeys. We came from a like human monkey hybrid, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then we went one way, and the monkeys went the other way.
Yeah.
I
No.
don't know any. I don't know much about any of that shit, so I can't really say much.
Yeah. No, it's like it's pretty much like this isn't what it was, but it's like a deer or some bullshit. There's like there's big herd of deer, and then 5 of them went off to this area over here and evolved into a gorilla. 5 of them went off to an area over there of monkey, and then 5 of them went off and evolved into human. 100%. But it 100% could have been that because there are so many different species of human that, especially that like we fucked with. But so the same area, right, where the monkey's brain lights up when it does the quick memory shit is where our consciousness is. And that's the belief that like speech and stuff was a trade-off over, how like how we can speak and think.
Point to a single
like
speech sensor. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah. I just said consciousness cuz I don't Yeah.
Yeah, the monkey theory has not solved where consciousness comes from.
Yeah. It's just it's similar. It's like when we talk, similar parts of the brain light up, and like when we do really like hard. It's hard to say abstract. Like I guess abstract thinking. Yeah, because the monkey does thought when it thinks, oh, where was that thing at? So it's like, okay, so you're both just thinking. That's not like a good sign of what I mean. The monkey doesn't wear any pants. But so then I was doing there's I don't know if you're looking at the stream. I was doing like a thought experiment about like, if humans like if technology and everything did not evolve for the next 200,000 years, how would humanity evolve, right? Just like in a time capsule sort of thing. And it's like what's up?
Sorry.
Well, no, I'm curious. What do you got?
I was gonna say that humans have been around. Let me just. I'm not 100% sure on this number. I think it's around 200 to 300,000 years.
Yep. No, that's right. Yeah, it's like 200,000 years. And then
So
early.
the invention of farming, literally only like 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. Like that's literally just how we were for what 97% of the time there have been humans on Earth.
hmm
You think it's really crazy that in 97% of the time we went from existing to farming, and then 3% of the time we went from farming to iPhones,
Yeah.
space, and
It is
everything
crazy.
like
Yeah,
that,
100%.
you know?
Yeah, 100%. I
How is
low-key think part of that is that our consciousness was probably still cooking and evolving for a little bit and refining to the point where we could like really grab onto abstract thought, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but to the point where we could think to like farm and shit instead of just like basic.
yeah,
thought.
I'm not an expert, but you could
Yeah.
absolutely be right.
I'm not. I 100% could be talking out my ass. I am just like that's like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um.
Who knows?
Yeah. There. I mean, I don't know. I want to read up on it more because like there's so many books that are just like it's so cool to learn about like how that shit works.
I'm gonna piss you off, because this is like my biggest fucking annoying thing in history. If you think about it, right,
Mhm.
the speed that humans create stuff has always been crazy ever since we invented farming. Because going from farming, oh, if I grow plants here, I actually don't have to move around constantly.
Yeah.
To literally going to the moon in 6,000 years is already crazy fast. But I think other than farming, the second point where it really starts to speed up is like the invention of the steam engine. And it's not a train specific thing.
I'm sorry. I know you're right.
The steam engine, yeah, the steam engine.
The steam
as in
engine.
moving something with a piston, not necessarily a train.
I know, I
moving
know,
something
but
with a-
it is so funny how like I know that's not what you're doing, but it's like the autist try and not turn anything into about trains moment. That's so funny. No, that's definitely right. Because when you don't have to like take 90% of your day and put it into just like surviving, you know, finding your food,
yeah,
shit like that, you get to spend it on this rock shaped like penis.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, the Greeks are probably the Greeks and the Romans are probably the most advanced society until like the 1800s, as far as like centralization of states and like bureaucracy and stuff. And
That's
what
fair. Yeah.
pisses me off until like probably the UK in the 1800s. But what
Well,
pisses
they were
me
never
the fuck
civilized.
off,
But
yeah, what pisses me the fuck off is that they invented a steam engine,
did they?
and then like they straight up, it was a like a ball full of water that they heated up the ball and it spun the ball, and if they just put together like, hey, we can move stuff with steam from that concept, like the Roman Empire could have had an industrial revolution.
That oh my god, can you imagine? Can you imagine how fucking cool that would be?
Can you imagine if instead of starting 200 years ago, the industrial revolution started 2,000 years ago?
Oh my god, we'd be on the moon right now.
That's my craziest historical what if, because they
Yeah.
literally invented a steam engine. And if and it was for a expo thing, and if they just people don't realize how advanced the Romans and Greeks were.
Yeah.
The Roman concrete literally fucking heals itself,
It is crazy.
and we didn't know how to make it until last year.
It is. No, it is, I
Like-
100% agree.
The Greeks had a thing called Byzantine fire, where they could literally just pour it on the water and it would set water on fire. And we still don't know how to make it. They use it in their warships.
Isn't that just like napalm? I feel like.
No, they pour a bucket onto the water and it would be on fire, right? Whatever liquid it was, and it would skirt across the water staying on fire to the enemy warships.
That's crazy. What? I'll have to look into that. That is
In
insane.
500 AD.
That is insane. What?
Can you imagine trying to fucking fight a ship and they set the water on fire? I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, I would too. No, I agree. That's so cool. To run back to what I was saying though. The whole like thought experiment, right? Is that okay, your humanity's evolving for 2,000 years. What is it that like, you know, would actually happen? Like what would we look like? What is the main things that we would evolve? And it's like, I don't know, I think a lot of people, they think, oh, we'd like, you know, grow a third, like some crazy shit where it's like, you know, 5 limbs or something. In reality, it's more like just stuff that would like cause us to not die as much, because it's like, what? God, why can't I was like explaining it perfectly fine when I didn't have to speak to an actual person. It's crazy how autism works. But it's literally like, which one survives better than the thing that dies?
Yeah.
God, wow, that's the worst explanation ever.
No, it's
I mean,
true.
yeah. Yeah, okay, you know, I'll just go through this. So I was like, I looked up, I went on to, like, causes of deaths, right? And it's like, heart disease is the number 1, right? And then all the others, the 6 others are some type of infection or disease or something like that. Some type of, like, actual pathogen, right? And really quickly, I had to rule out that heart disease, we would not evolve out of that. Because by the time heart disease affects you, you're like fucking 50. You know? So you've already had kids and passed on your genes.
Heart disease is mainly because of how we live right now.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, yeah, like I doubt very much that hunter-gatherers who are extremely active and ate a lot better than we do, they would probably not have got heart disease and probably wouldn't have evolved out of it.
Yeah. Oh, I should say this thought experiment is like modern day. It's like 2024, except like I'm saying like nothing, like we don't get some like time doesn't, or how do you say? Time moves on, but we don't get like technological advances. Like we just live like how we do right now for like another 2,000 years. Because if I were to introduce like the other, like, you know, then it's like I have to assume what we'd invent that would stop this. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get you.
If heart disease affected us when we were 20 or like, you know, 18 or something, then we could theoretically evolve out of it and we would just, you know, evolve stronger heart or whatever. But because, you know, you're 50, you've already fucking passed on your genes. They don't care. That's like the issue with Alzheimer's, is that we'll never evolve out of it because you're like 80 by the time you get it and you've already passed it on to your children. And I don't know. Honestly, I think that's kind of sad, Loki. Like that is like kind of, you know. But
it's a bit like, because people like, evolution is this amazing, incredible thing, but literally all it cares about, well, first of all, it doesn't care at all.
Yeah.
Like
it's literally just a byproduct of, yeah.
The thing is that people don't realize, especially people who don't, and I can't believe it's possible that you can't believe in evolution.
Yeah.
Because it literally just, it's like not believing in the number 10. Like,
yeah.
It just happens regardless of if you want it to happen or not. It's completely logical that people with traits that cause them to die would not be able to reproduce and pass those traits on. Like, it's literally, it's
literally common sense. Yeah.
In your room.
Yeah.
And it's not even completely at odds with the idea of a god existing. Like I don't get why people fucking don't believe in evolution, but that's a whole other thing. But what I'm saying is that what was I saying? Oh yeah. It doesn't even really exist, like evolution as like a thing.
Yeah.
That happens. It's literally just like, did you breed?
Yep, you passed on your genes.
And if yes, then you passed on your genes and the species.
Oh, did you die before you could breed? Then yeah. And it's yeah.
It's not like it's a magical thing that like
Oh yeah,
makes
yeah.
it
No,
better for everyone.
100%. I feel like in media and so much shit, and I think it's so that younger
Yeah.
children can understand it better. But I think I hate that that's done because I feel
It's
like
pretty misrepresented.
yeah, it's
And I think
represented
if
as some
people,
like I don't know, like it's
yeah,
some fucking like magical
like
chooser.
magical thing,
Yeah,
or
yeah, that
even
sits
that
there and
it is a
chooses.
process, or even if that it is like a process at all, which it like barely is, if that makes sense. Like it's not like I don't know. It's hard to explain that. Which is probably why it isn't explained very well.
Yeah,
That like evolution is literally just
they
who
try and
dies and
yeah,
who lives on.
they try and
You know,
personify it. Yeah, I think that's the
yeah,
best way of
yeah,
it. Is they try and make it like a thing in this. Yeah, and it's weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which like it really isn't.
It isn't. It's literally yeah. It's like you said. People who don't
I
have the
think
trait die.
if you didn't mention the word evolution and you like literally just said what evolution is, like the definition of it to someone who doesn't believe in evolution, they'd probably say,
Hmm.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're literally like, oh hey,
Because
this
like,
guy who was born with no arms and legs doesn't
well,
make it,
yeah, like the
and they're
people
like,
with
yeah, oh
traits
yeah,
which causes them to die before they can have kids, and therefore their traits aren't passed on.
yeah, exactly,
Well, you
100%.
know?
Yeah, that's yeah. No, I completely agree because I have thought that for so long, literally, and I've tried to explain it to so many people, and they're like, I don't get it. It's like, you know, I
It's
don't know.
like, yeah, it's something that you can you realize like not to like I am better than everyone, but like
Right.
people who deny evolution are like so completely misinformed because like it literally just would happen. Like, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like even if those young Earth creationists who literally think the world was created like 6,000 years ago were right, evolution would still happen.
Yeah.
You know, the
Mm-hmm.
animals with the traits that make them die before they can have kids would still die before they can have kids.
Exactly. Yeah. That's yeah.
Like, you know, it's not like something that did happen, it's something that happens continuously and you can
Mm-hmm.
observe it.
Mm-hmm. 100%. That's why, like, even though I am Christian, I still believe in like I don't know. I feel like I low key
Well, it's
don't agree with half of the Bible because then I think it's just some shit like the Catholic Church made in the 1500s, like not made, but like they changed a lot of. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's like
and
realist. Yeah.
translations and everything.
Yeah. I think that low key, like there's a real God in that he just he created
Mm,
evolution and science and all that shit. I feel like that makes
yeah.
so much more sense. Like yeah. My uncle.
When I was religious, I thought the same.
Okay, yeah.
It it's I like the one of the commandments, thou shalt not kill. Like in Hebrew,
Mm-hmm.
like it means like something closer to like thou shalt not murder, which like obviously because then what's it called if it was thou shalt not kill, then like all killing in general would be bad.
Yeah.
And like thou shalt listen to their mother and father. Well, sometimes they're dickheads. Like sometimes people have awful parents, and I don't think that God
Yeah.
would want um fucking people listening to parents who are abusive or don't care or like.
Yeah.
And like, how many times has the Bible been used to justify? And I know it's a problem for all religions, but like, how many times has that probably been used to justify like the abuse of parents? Like, you know,
Oh yeah, 100%. No. That's something my parents said a
it
lot.
really does read like
Yeah,
one of
some
those
shit the
things,
state
like the Tooth
said to
Fairy,
control.
like
Yeah.
some shit, like the parent, not the Tooth Fairy, like Santa Claus, like literally like a God said, listen to me,
Yeah.
like, you
Or you
know,
go on the naughty list. Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
No, I agree.
exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? There's a lot of old time stuff like that that doesn't make any sense. Like especially in, I think it's Leviticus or some shit. That it's just similar stuff where it's like it doesn't really apply to modern day.
Hey, if Moses put all of the animals in the world on the fucking ark, then like what about the ones in Australia? And like what about the ones like who weren't in the Middle East? And
Hmm.
also, what happens after that single generation?
Yeah. Inbred, I guess.
Like,
I don't fucking know.
congratulations, literally every animal is starting with a gene pool of 2.
Yeah. That's
And,
what I
like,
mean by
there's
I don't think a lot of
evidence
it's.
for there's evidence for a flood of some sorts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it happened like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that Noah built an ark. I don't
Yeah.
think that each animal was saved.
Mm-hmm.
And I
No,
don't
yeah.
think God literally wiped out the world. Like, isn't that like? First of all, it's impossible because like the people who are in the Americas, do you flood those as well? And like, it would be really fucking terrifying if God well, not terrifying, but like, if God literally flooded the earth because people were being evil, including like all the innocent like people
Yeah.
who weren't bad and kids who couldn't have been bad yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's the whole thing of like, well, then they go to heaven or whatever, and that's like better than being alive.
Yeah,
and blah blah blah. I can't
I
comprehend
get
it
that.
yet, but I agree. No, I definitely agree with you. Where it's like I don't.
But like,
fucking
I'm
know
just
about
like
that shit.
I don't like a couple of especially in the Old Testament Bible stories sound a little bit like fairy tales is the wrong word. It's like
It's like mythology. Is I think the best way to put it. Where
well,
it's like
no, what I'm
explaining
trying to
natural
say
events.
is like there's a word fables, like shit that's
Oh,
supposed to
fables.
like teach like a lesson, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, that's what I meant by like it's like similar to
Yeah.
Greek mythology, where it's like you read, oh, this is how like they explain thunder and lightning, and it's like so
I
Zeus
wait
or
to
whatever.
die and have the fucking random African tribal religion be the
Yeah.
right one, and like there's like 7 people in heaven
Yeah.
total. That's it.
I can't wait till Bantu Africa was right.
Yeah,
I'll be one of the only ones.
your descendant was right.
Yeah, my descendant. Some dude in Tahiti right now is fucking jumping shit. That might be really racist. I don't think Tahiti is anywhere near Bantu Africa at all.
Tahiti is I think literally on the other side of the world. Good job. I like the direct other side of the world.
Could not have gotten farther.
For the record, he is Bantu African.
Yeah. Yep. That is true. 1%,
Fucking
but
other side of the universe.
uh,
Could not have gotten it more wrong if you tried.
I think you're right. I'm thinking about because Africa is there and then Tahiti's over there. I'm pointing at it. Don't
Tahiti's in the Pacific.
worry.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty rough then. Yeah. Ugh, okay. that's about as far as you could get. So hold on. Back to evolution really quick because there's a thing I want to tell you because you're like people. It's crazy people don't believe it. My uncle, right? I'm talking to him about evolution once. And I have a couple uncles, and this one's one of the he says if not even that, he's just more
Science denial.
no, just slow. I think is a bit. I don't even think he's full on Republic. He means well. He's like, if evolution's real, then how come at the zoo I don't ever see a monkey shit out a human? How come I don't ever see what? Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? You fucking got me there, Uncle.
God damn.
I don't.
Darwin was stumped by that one.
Yeah, he fucking was. I just said, you know what? You're right, because I'm not gonna explain him like the intricacies of evolution and everything. Just from to say, nuh-uh. You know what I mean?
He's not gonna listen. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you know that there's just like, it's just not worth your time.
It just isn't. It really isn't.
Which really sucks because you'd like to think that most people would be open to
discussion. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Some people just aren't.
Oh, and it's like, the issue, right, with me is that in my mind, I'm so certain I could convince him. If I sat there and I said it, I got it the right angle and I phrased it right, I could convince him. And then, I spend an hour doing it and then I don't. And it's like, okay.
Okay, but the thing
Sometimes
is,
I do and I feel amazing.
say that like I it's just like really fucking sad, I think,
Yeah.
that like some people have gotten in his head, and now he like literally just denies a fact.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And that's the thing with me about it, because it's like, it's not like he's a bad person who's evil. He's just misguided. If
Yeah,
he could see it
really,
from my point of
really
view,
cool.
he'd agree. You know, I don't know. Well, I guess everybody thinks that way. If they could see it from my point of view, they'd know I'm right. And it's like, yeah. Because it's like, I don't know. It's like, I can almost see his like perspective, because it's like, not that I agree with it any shape or way, but it's like I can see why he thinks that way.
Well,
It's, you know.
I always try to remind myself, this is gonna sound so fucking bad, right?
Hmm.
So get ready. But statistically, like the majority of people who were alive in like the 1800s were like literally pro-slavery. And I think like what that like means is that we are a lot more influenced by what the people around us say than we would like to think,
Oh yeah.
which is really scary.
Oh yeah.
The idea that like if we were born in a different time, we would literally like statistically be okay with owning people is crazy.
Yeah, no, 100%. I literally like it's really funny you say that. Earlier in the stream I had a whole talk about that, about how you are not some like person who is born with this way of thinking, and like, you know,
Yeah,
you're born
he's
to
right.
be
This is not mining. This is not mining at all.
who's saying that?
Who is this?
Who,
You
dog-
can watch Beaminator in the upcoming video.
Who is that one fella? What the fuck is this? Sorry, hold on. Why does he have the warrior? Is this you? Hi. Shut up, Fatso. Okay, so it actually is Stormer. Hi, B. We're talking about eugenics. So
No, we're
no.
not. What?
Well, I was earlier. I was trying to explain it, but
Who is we?
I
Who
was.
is
I,
we?
this is. I had a whole diagram explaining, like, you know, the stuff. I was mining, and then I had the thought experiment. And I had to look up graphs to prove I was right, and I was right. You know, we were developing poisonous, like, I say developing. We were evolving to have like a poisonous bite and shit. Why are
No, this
we
is-
talking about it?
This is Minecraft for like, we need this to smelt our iron.
You don't get okay. Stormer wasn't here, and I was just talking to myself pretty much, and I started talking about like monkeys and shit, and then evolution and old humans. So hold on, real quick, right? What were we talking about? Hold on.
It's talking
So
about...
eugenics is actually not the worst idea ever, as a thought process.
No.
as long as you specifically let China handle it.
That was quite possibly the biggest miss since the 2015 grand final. Like, that was actually awful.
If you let China, okay, and then as like a mediator, Kim Jong-un possibly, right? I think a lot of good could be gotten done. I
Plus,
think
you've
we could
gotta-
get rid of the French.
Is there like a hierarchy of the fat people? Like, is that why you like bowing down to Kim Jong Un? Like, because
No,
he's
I'm
the-
just choosing the worst people I can
he's
think
the
of.
fatter fuck?
You fucking derailed my stream so much. I was having a meeting of the minds with specifically I, and it was amazing.
Meeting of the minds with nobody, by the way.
Yeah, but I was speaking facts. I was talking about like how this shit works. I was getting to the point. There's a lot going on here, right? So, you know, hold on. If we evolved for 200,000 years and no technology change or anything, right? Starting right now, right? What would happen, right? Is because if you go on, right, like first off, right, you guys think what could evolve? You have the things that cause death the most, right? And it's heart disease. Heart disease would not happen, right? Because you've already had kids by the time heart disease affects you. Okay, B? Right? You get that? You're already like 50. You've already eaten the big burger. You're dead. Your kid will also die of it. The 6 next big things that cause death
After this only
is
kills
all.
you after children if you're not like incredibly overweight. By the way, RJ.
Yeah, but statistically, everybody's becoming more and more overweight. Not all of us have a thyroid
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, that is true. Statistically, every country, well, not every country, but statistically, developed countries are becoming more and more overweight. The 6 next biggest things that cause death are pathogens. What explains it? What shit? Go away! I don't need the fucking like the peanut gallery in my ear. That explains it. You tell him, Fatso. Go away.
Why you even keep snacks in your ear? That's crazy work.
Okay, Ireland has the most
Yeah,
obese children.
B is right. B is
B
right.
is not overweight. You're right.
People can't be getting fatter because B isn't overweight.
B is not overweight. This is literally what it's like to argue against somebody who doesn't like believe in evolution or some shit. You're like, wait, but evolution is real. Yeah, but I didn't see a monkey. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see a monkey give birth to anyone recently.
Oh, what it is actually is like.
And then that's when you're like, well, have you seen your mother? And then
Yeah.
I'm underway actually.
Have
Okay.
you? Sorry.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch my own mother give birth. It just doesn't work like that.
It wasn't a joke about that, but
I know.
leave it as is. I really hope this isn't getting turned into a VOD.
It will be. Don't worry.
Oh, awesome.
It just automatically does. So right.
Sorry, B watched your mother give birth apparently.
Okay, cool. You actually didn't have to take away my attention to let me know. I didn't. It wasn't a requirement. So right, the next 6 out of 10 that cause infection is illness and cause death is pathogens. Right. So what we would most likely then see is over those times us develop really strong immune systems. Which urethra? I'm doing the urethra hand. It talked about in here is yes I am. Don't say not true. It's somewhere in here.
Not true because pathogens wouldn't be as much of a problem if we weren't super developed as a society because people wouldn't be crowded together, and also like. I think it's like 99.9% of pathogens come from animals, which if we're staying hunter-gatherers, we wouldn't have domesticated.
So, Stormer, I've explained this to you twice, alright? You skinny fuck. I said 200,000 years starting now. Where we are in 2024. Yeah. Nothing would change. We would still be just as developed. I'm saying we wouldn't develop anymore. We wouldn't develop technology or anything else.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like if we didn't develop at all. Okay,
No. Well, then I would just say, if we start, then that would just be what we have right now. Because it's only been 6,000 years of actual technology development. It'll literally just be where we're at right now. But I'm saying starting right now for 200,000 years.
Peaked when COD created COD Zombies.
So I actually knew you were gonna fucking say that.
It's all been downhill since then.
You're very right. You're very right.
Okay. Sorry. Apparently, B's seeing your mother. I think that you needed to.
Wait, RJ,
Can you read the
give
chat,
I do. I watched her give. Yeah, I actually just don't want to read B say. I watched your mother give birth. You actually didn't. Because you didn't give birth to me. So.
What?
Somewhere in here I forgot about, but this is actually something that old humans were developing, and I mean theoretically still kind of are, but because of modern medicine we haven't really needed to. So it people who were developing that, instead of them taking over the population, they haven't like they would have before. We were developing super strong immune systems, like crazy strong, and part of that was bacteria in our mouth. Where is it mentioned? But that would have made us poisonous, similar, venomous, I think. Not poisonous, venom. Okay, venomous. Cool.
Venom.
Yeah.
That adrenaline momentum, and I'm not showing when
RJ and the autist. So the potential of
RJ and himself.
Yeah, I'm Moon Knight right now. Including Remark. Okay, I can't find what we're talking about. But that is something we were developing. And so that's probably something we would then continue to develop. Because all those things kill us. What humanity? Or update. Tylenol. I don't know. But like, this good example
Tylenol,
of
having
what
alcohol is
happened.
autism.
You know, during COVID happened one of those things where, like, you know, would then happen with tuberculosis, everything else, is a bunch of people whose immune system wasn't good enough to handle it. They would die, and they'd only leave people who already have a good enough immune system, and then they would
How would this
repopulate.
affect fishing season?
We would be really good at fucking fishing because we would just bite the fish and they would die from the venom. Venom.
One of my friends is pescatarian, and that means that she only eats fish.
That's
Like,
so
she's not
boss.
allowed
That's
to
so
eat bread
beast.
or anything.
That's so
She
beast.
just like she jumps whenever we're near the water. She jumps in
Right.
and like finds the nearest fish, breaks the neck, and then like eats it raw in front of us.
Mhm. I'm sure this is really, really funny if she was here, because you'd be making fun of her.
It is a very much running joke. We every single time we see a no fishing sign, we just point and laugh at her.
that is funny. Being pesky, is she like muscly as fuck?
No,
No.
she's actually somehow even tinier than I am.
That's
Significantly
fair. There's
tinier,
not a
and
lot
she
of
hates when
fat.
I bring that up.
Have her flex her arm. She probably has so much more. There's like literally almost no fat in fish, and it's all protein. That's why I love tuna.
No, my biceps are like 4 times bigger.
Okay, so 0 times 0 is still 0. So, another example of this is during I think this happened in France, right? The Industrial Revolution. There were moths that would camouflage into trees that have black spots on them, kind of like birch trees from Minecraft.
Why?
They then,
Yeah.
during the Industrial Revolution, the black spots on the tree changed like to white or something, but I'm using red. Just an example, make it easier to see, because this is the background's white. And then, you know, the same thing happened, because it's not always just, you know, diseases that this exact graph can happen through, pretty much. So all the ones that aren't white die, and then, you know, because moths give birth to fucking thousands and thousands of larvae, every now and then one of them happens to be a different color, one of them happened to be red, and that one, you know, goes through, it survives, and it repopulates. And then, funny enough, it actually happened in reverse, where they stopped doing the industrialization or some shit, and then it went back to normal. And then Stormer joined. Or no, I was talking about... Oh, that's right. I was talking about this. This is really cool if you know what a Disnovan is. But...
Okay, can we talk about... Can we address the elephant in the room?
What's up?
Would you rather have... Oh shit, I forgot. Oh yeah, hop on Black Ops 3.
Okay,
Do you have Black Ops 3?
I do.
Hop on Black Ops 3. B's domestically abusing me in DMs.
Okay, how did both of you find out I was streaming?
Can I check him? I will slime you the fuck. It says on Discord.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, it's like RJ is live on YouTube, guys.
Alright, we're addressing the elephant in the room. There we go.
Time to address the elephant in the room. Hop on Black Ops 3.
No, if you looked at my stream, you would get it. What is B saying?
Oh. Can you draw a headstone?
So, guys, hey, chat. The joke is that my mother's deceased. Just barely. The body's not even cold yet.
Would have cooled down by now.
Why are you explaining Adept? I think you can't say I think it was the other way around. I want to go back to playing Minecraft and talking.
Hop on Black Ops 3.
Here, let me fucking open Black. Remember how to say your name. God, I hate that song is now stuck in my head because of last night. B, you have school. Go to school.
Oh my god, what was that microphone?
Oh, I don't know. Chi Bonator. Who up achieving their shit right now?
Your microphone.
Yeah. Why are you fucking rapping over there, bro?
Your microphone's very far.
Is it right now?
No, not anymore.
No. Let's go to the island, I guess, so we can probably VC with B.
Are you gonna keep streaming?
Maybe. Why is B in my DMs? You know you're live, right? Yes, I know I'm What, did you think I was talking to myself live about eugenics and I was just drawing to myself? I'm That's so funny. Oh my god, this looks so much like Titanfall. Even the fucking, like, helmets. Fuck this game. Okay, B is still typing, so RJ has a good point. Where I saw them say on fire. Oh. Body can't be cold, 'twas cremated, she's literally on fire. Okay. I am okay with these jokes. You guys are crazy though. What the fuck?
Not a big fan of
Hello,
that joke.
I'm here.
Hi, what was wrong with my joke card?
Fucking body count can't, or body, wow. Body can't be that cold, 'twas cremated. She's literally on fire.
Yeah, that's how cremation works. Are you dumb?
Probably wasn't appropriate.
You think you're so funny. Whatever.
I do. I think
I know you do. You know, I have her like 3 feet away from me on my desk. She's looking at you in shame and
Put her on
dismay.
the mic. Put her on the mic.
Hold on. Where'd she go? What the fuck?
Right away.
I can't help but notice that neither of you are at my party.
Oh, there we go. Here, she's on the mic.
Don't drop on the earth.
It's a wood urn. Alright, I'll probably stop streaming. There we go.